This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Thanks to Squarespace for supporting the channel. Jedi Fallen Order is an incredibly detailed, immersive Star Wars experience, full of hidden secrets, Easter eggs, and references to other Star Wars films and characters. And a few months ago, I made a few videos taking a closer look at some of these details, but since then, have seen and found a bunch more I thought I'd share with you guys today. What would a Star Wars game be without lots of hidden little details? Hey everyone, it's Andrew. Here are 10 more details I missed and you possibly also missed in Jedi Fallen Order. First up, a detail that's exclusive to PS4 players. Did you know that the PS4 controller's light bar actually changes color depending on which lightsaber color you're using in the game? Here you can see the game in the background and which color blade Cal is using, and the controller with the colored light bar. Not all the colors are completely accurate, but they come pretty close to what you're using in the game, and I think the purple and pink blades look the best. They're definitely the most unique, and it always looks best when you're playing in the dark at night, and it kind of just creates an atmosphere in your room. But it's a shame Xbox One and PC players don't have this feature. Not sure if it's because the Xbox controller doesn't have the software capability to do this, or if there was another reason. I guess those players are destined to live their Jedi Fallen Order controller experience in black and white, or blue, or whatever color the Xbox controller light is. I don't have an Xbox, I'm a PS4 guy. And while we're on the topic of lightsabers, all the different lightsabers in Fallen Order have their own unique ignition sound, and that also goes for Cal's Inquisitor red lightsaber, which you can now play with in the new Journey Plus mode once you've completed your first playthrough. The red blade sounds a lot like Darth Vader's lightsaber when it's ignited. Take a listen to all the different ignitions. And it's great seeing that this lightsaber is also unique, seeing as though it was kind of just a bonus add-on with the latest DLC. I guess you did use it during the one mission in the story, and I think it does sound unique and the same here as well. But it's great to see the developers also gave this the attention it deserves, being unique like each other lightsaber blade. Next up is an Easter egg that takes some patience to find, but once you do, I think it's well worth the wait. Some of you might have already known this one. It was doing the rounds on Reddit and YouTube a few months ago. But Jedi Fallen Order has an Order 66 Easter egg. In the opening mission of the game, while you're on the train, during Cal's dream, once you get to this door here that doesn't open, if you push the button 66 times without turning around, you'll hear a voice.
Execute Order 66.
Emperor Palpatine in Jedi Fallen Order. Also, if you want to try this one out yourself, just make sure you don't turn around, because as soon as you do, the door disappears and you're now in what looks like an Imperial hallway. I also want to test what happens if you keep walking backwards here without taking your eyes off the door. I'm assuming you probably just won't be able to progress on the mission, but this part of the mission is super trippy, even on the third or fourth playthrough. It always gets me when I turn around and the door's not there anymore. Next up, I want to take a look at some of the customization options in Fallen Order. Some of the ponchos are references to other Star Wars characters and outfits seen throughout the Star Wars films. For example, if you combine the pilot outfit with the starfighter poncho, you get something similar to the Rebel pilot outfit from the original trilogy. And if you combine this with the cyan-colored blade, it feels like you're channeling Luke from The Empire Strikes Back on Hoth. I need to take this outfit to Ilum and run around in the snow and take down an ATST and feel that full experience. Also, the Commando poncho partnered with the Pathfinder outfit looks similar to the Rebel Endor gear from Return of the Jedi, with the green camouflage. Some of the more woven looking ponchos also look to be inspired by the poncho Clint Eastwood wore in A Fistful of Dollars, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, and other spaghetti western films. Definitely going for that lone explorer vibe. And on top of the ponchos, some of the Stinger Mantis paint jobs are also references to other Star Wars ships. The Smuggler paint job looks similarly colored to the Millennium Falcon. The Republic paint looks similar to ARC-170 starfighters and Venator-class Star Destroyers, and the Bounty Hunter paint looks like Boba Fett's Slave One. I love how these cosmetic appearances give you a more personalized experience of playing the game. It'd be great to one day actually get to modify the physical appearance of the ship, change engines and wings and stuff like that, build your own starfighter, and get more clothes and outfits for Cal apart from than just the ponchos. Perhaps the next single-player Star Wars game from Respawn will have more customization options. That'd be cool. Okay, next up is an ability for BD1 you might not have unlocked. It's a bit harder to find than some of his other upgrades. I'm sure lots of you have already seen the Slice ability he can perform on Imperial probe droids, but there's another more hidden ability you can unlock which allows BD1 to slice security droids. On Kashyyyk, if you find your way to this part of the map here, jump down and swing across these cables, and just around the corner you'll see a workbench Cal can interact with. Here, Cal will equip BD1 with an upgrade allowing him to slice security droids. And to perform the slice, you first need to damage and weaken the security droid, then you'll be prompted to perform the slice. And after the droid is successfully sliced, you can stand back and watch as it attacks its allies. Although similar to the probe droid, it doesn't do much damage, but still great for distracting enemies. And I wish I'd had this ability unlocked while actually playing the story. I only got this recently after going back through the missions, and would have come in handy a few times. Always found the security droids quite difficult to take down. Next up, you know the Haxian Brood bounty hunters from the Fallen Order story, that mission where Cal gets kidnapped and wakes up to an arena fight? The Haxian Brood are an Outer Rim criminal syndicate, first introduced into the Star Wars universe for Fallen Order. And as you revisit the planets of Fallen Order after experiencing this mission, you'll occasionally run into a group of bounty hunters, one of which you first defeated in the arena, including the Haxian Brood bounty droid, commando, and bounty hunter. But although they look the same, they're not actually the bounty hunters you previously defeated. I only noticed this after modding the battle grid mode and spawning in dozens of bounty hunters. Here, I noticed there's multiple variants of the same droids. You can see there's different colors and designs. To complete the Scum and Villainy achievement, you need to defeat each and every different kind of these bounty hunters. And when you face them, there's a few different names they all have, which I'm pretty sure are kind of just randomly selected each time you fight one. There's multiple spawn locations for the bounty hunters across Bogano, Kashyyyk, Dathomir, and Zepho. If you want to defeat them all, you'll have to travel to all these planets, and there's a few guides online on how to do this if you need help completing it. Jedi Fallen Order has lots of different creatures across all 4 main planets, but there are also 4 creatures which are special. These are called the Legendary Beasts, each of which is unique and one of a kind to each planet. By defeating all 4 mysterious creatures, you'll complete the Legendary Beasts achievement. Each Legendary Beast is basically a more powerful variation of another creature in the game. I'm sure lots of you remember the now infamous Ogdo Bogdo. Ogdo is one of these Legendary Beasts, the first one you might run into on your first playthrough of Bogano. I should also note that each of the beasts are optional. You don't actually have to kill them. You can run right past them or run away and just leave them be, or come back at a later time when you've had more training and leveled up your abilities. Pretty sure there's also a unique special finisher move for the Dathomir Nidak Alpha, and perhaps the others as well, but I'm not too good with finishers, so don't have footage of this one. You can also face all 4 legendary beasts in the battle grid. Need to go back and revisit them here and put them up against each other to see who wins and who is truly the ultimate legendary beast. Do you guys remember the Bynog, that giant dragon-like creature on Bogano that hangs around in the background? You can't actually get close to the Bynog, can't make it across to this part of the planet, it's out of bounds, but if you revisit the section of the Bogano map where you learn the wall run ability, and sometimes if you look up, the Bynog will be there, poking its head through the ceiling, taking a look at what you're up to. This is the closest you can get to the Bynog, and he won't always be there. When visiting Bogano one time, I looked up through the ceiling for him, he wasn't there, so I rested at a meditation point and still no Bynog. He was still off in the distance. You have to actually leave the planet and come back for the Bynog to show up in this spot. He looks kind of cute and playful, to be honest, like a giant dog. I still wish we could get a closer look, but I guess that's part of the mystery of this creature. I've noticed Jedi Fallen Order is quite good at continuity and keeping you in the universe. I'm sure it was probably a huge shock to you the first time revisiting Ilum after completing the story, realizing it looked like it was turning into Starkiller Base. I think it's pretty crazy that the planet where the Jedi got their Kyber crystals becomes the biggest superweapon the galaxy has ever seen. Anyway, there were a few instances during Fallen Order's story where I'd return to a previously visited location and see something I had previously interacted with or affected. For example, the first time leaving Zepho, you have to fight an ATST, and after you defeat it, if you return to Zepho, the ATST will still be here, destroyed, lying on the same landing pad where you defeated it. And there are a few other similar continuity examples. Some of the puzzles you solved will still have their pieces put in place, stuff like that. The game is really trying to make it feel like your journey, like you're having an impact on the galaxy and on these worlds. The same actually goes for the legendary beasts. Once defeated, they won't respawn like most other AI enemies. Inside the Fortress Inquisitorius during Fallen Order's story, you'll eventually get to what's kind of like an Inquisitor and Purge Trooper dojo. While making your way through the level, you'll come across two Purge Troopers training in a battle arena, and I wanted to see if I stayed watching them, what would happen. Would one of the Purge Troopers win the fight, or would they just endlessly attack each other? If you stand there watching them for a solid few minutes, nothing changes, nothing really happens. They block, they take a few hits, get knocked down, but just keep bouncing back. A bit different to what happens in the battle grid mode where enemies actually get defeated. And I figured you'd eventually have to fight them, which you do. You go through a door and they're the next enemies you face, but I wanted to see if they defeat each other first and save me the trouble. And in the end, I actually didn't really fight them. I just pushed them into the giant gaping lava chasm in the middle of the room because, you know, they want to show you this place is dangerous, so they install a lava river in the middle of the room. I'm kidding, it was probably already there. That's why they cut this hole out. It's a lava trapdoor. So did you notice any of these unique details in Fallen Order? And you know of any other details I missed? Let me know in the comments. And I'd like to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Great getting to work with a brand whose product I already use, and awesome getting support for the channel. If you ever need to build your own website, they're great for making it an easy, smooth process where you can share your project or work, sell products, create a portfolio, and do so much more online. Great, easy to use tool that helps make your work look professional. Go to squarespace.com/bombastic and use the offer code BOMBASTIC to get 10% off your first purchase. And thanks for watching this. My name's Andrew. I'll catch you soon.
Stay bombastic.